the military, foreign policies, and different things. And of course, Alaska is just kind of like an international state anyway. There's people come there from all over the world, and they connect there, and there's just a lot of international connection, and being that close to Russia. I've been over to Russia a couple times on missionary trips, and in Mongolia, of course, a lot of people have been all over, but it just seems like Alaska, you know, it just has that international thing going with it, and a world thing. Matter of fact, a friend of mine was in Russia not too long ago, and when they found out he was from Alaska, they started wondering and asking him, were interested in him, and this man came up and couldn't speak very good English, but he said, "You know Sarah?" But he couldn't remember John McCain's name. So I think she's got a good foundation in her life, and I think that that's actually more important than some of the political experience a person can have. And just reminds me of Abraham Lincoln. I'm sure they didn't think that he could really lead the country, but he was just one of our greatest leaders, came from a real small background, a simple background, and that's for Sarah. And I do know Sarah's parents too, talking about her foundation, and they're just really down to earth, you know, humble people. And her father is a biology teacher, and I know his reputation. I just hear a lot about him and how good of a teacher he was, and just I just think about his smile. He's just really a neat guy. And her mother was a school secretary, and she's just real active lady, and just really down to earth and real humble lady. The last time I talked to him, we were there in Alaska at a rally when Sarah came back, when her son was being deployed to Iraq. She came back to see him off. It must have been about a month ago now, or 3 weeks or something. Time is going fast, but she had a rally there and everything in Anchorage, and afterwards I was outside of the building and everybody was gone, and what was I doing there? I guess I was talking to people or something, but their parents were there on the corner of the street with some other people, so I walked up, and I hadn't got a chance to say hello to them until all this stuff happened. And so I said hello, and I said, sure proud of your daughter and everything, and that we're really praying for her and praying for you all, and thankful that you raised her to be what she is, and everything. And they just really are really neat people. They needed the encouragement and the prayers. And the rest of the family too really seems to come together and support one another. They don't pretend to be a perfect family, but they pull together, And another thing that kind of comes to my mind when I say that is like her world influence, and as well as a national influence. I understand there's a banner in Israel that says, "Bristol's going to keep her baby." And so it's just a really neat what she's be able to get across to what our country, I believe, and our world needs, to get back to the basics and put family first. And her family does just pull together, and just the way I know that they're going to love and support Bristol in her time, and just the way they treat Trigg, even though some people would not even keep the baby, they just go, like Sarah says, it just draws a special love out of you, and they're just really wonderful, and they really honor God's creation, and don't see any need to disregard anything that God has made. And I believe Todd is really a good husband, and he's a solid guy. What I know about him, I know he runs the Iron Dog race, a real grueling race, and he's won a number of times. But he's just a steady, and when after he wins, the same kind of expression on his face, and he just doesn't seem to be real self-centered and into himself, and real stable, force for the family. And now he's quit his job up on the North Slope there, and he's just to spend more time and be with his family, I believe that together they're just going to really be able to meet their children's needs. And that's what I'm really thankful for, is the way they do put their family first, and Sarah's ability to connect with her children. And I believe that she's going to be a really great mother during this whole time of her political career. I've just kind of experienced that. I've been actually concerned when she ran, even when she ran for mayor. One of my main prayer concerns was that she'd be able to, such a young family and everything, and then when she got to be governor. But I've just watched her do it, and Piper, the young little girl that waves on the camera and everything, she was born when she was a mayor there in Wasilla, and she just took her to the office and nursed her and raised her up, and just seems to be very, very well adjusted in everything. And I believe that it's just important for us to just get back to the foundations of our own personal lives and into our country, back to the foundations of the Constitution, and then we should just choose liberty and free enterprise and not socialism. Government really can't fix our problems. They don't really only just make them worse. And then our own personal responsibility is like to sacrifice, to do what it takes to get closer to God and to closer to one another, to just pull together during these times of crises and rebuild our country. And so by getting back to the Constitution, I believe, and back to God, that's where our really true freedom comes from. Is Sarah can't save us, but God, you know, He can if we just put Him first back. And our republic was designed to only work if we put God first in our lives and in our country. That's the way our founding fathers said it would only work, and obviously we haven't done that, and it's not working right now. But I believe we can definitely get back on track. So, Sarah, of course, her son was deployed to Iraq about a week and a half after she was into the campaign, and she came back to Alaska and everything, and I really think that she'll make a really good leader, and as the head of the National Guard, she really is in touch with our military and foreign affairs and things like that. But while I was here in Sutherland, I was in a little small group, and this man, a Vietnam vet, gave me a poem, and Emily's going to read it for us, and I think it's just a really good way just to end what I have to say here. Go ahead, Emily.
For Sarah and the people. This is written by David Chenoweth Jr. from Sutherland. This song that God gave me is a metaphor about our troops in battle and to the body of Christ in general. God is in control, as he says in Psalms 46, an ever-present help in trouble, and nations are in uproar. Kingdoms fall. He lifts his voice. The earth rises. The Lord Almighty is with us. I may have messed up on one word on that. I'm not sure. So the poem goes, the title is Protector of the Poor. As the order was given, he sent us his son, redeeming the lost, ensuring we've won. As his soldiers in battle, their eyes on the Lord, these mighty men of valor, protectors of the poor, as righteousness and justice will prevail in the end, trusting in the Lord, ensuring we'll win. Protector of the innocent, protector of the poor, to Christ we salute, to Christ we adore. David believes Sarah is a last chance at God showing grace to our nation. Thank you for